Ladies and gentlemen, I continue to keep talking about a subject that is just beyond me. How people, we've been doing this, what, for the past 3 years? And I will say this, we've had a lot of people that have listened to our message. I can say for some of the people in the chat, some of y'all can attest that this story, that us doing these stories and us doing this channel and us being the AFC has made some of you better parents, made some of you better husbands and wives, made some of you better caretakers, made better neighbors. It's truly made the world a better place in our own little way, right? But it's so sad that when you have a story like this, and it's a narrative that we've been talking about to the point of nauseum. Hashtag mom's boyfriend. If anybody wants to type that in the chat, we got a hashtag pbrain in the chat. I like that one. Hashtag mom's boyfriend. Such a prevalent thing, and I'm tired of talking about it. It seems like that's the majority of what we talk about on this channel. So I want y'all to hear this, okay? So here we go. The mother of a 9-year-old girl who allowed her boyfriend to discipline her daughter to the point of near death has also been charged for her role in the abuse, according to authorities. And I want y'all to take a guess. We're going to play a little game. We're going to have a little fun because these stories are really, really hard to hear. Sometimes we have to have something to kind of put a smile on our face, make us laugh a little bit, because it's really, really difficult to hear these stories. I want y'all to take a guess as to how long this mother was in a relationship with this dude by the name of, what is his name? Back it up. Demetrios Mascharis. Demetrios Mascharis. An ugly name for ugly dude. Okay? How long do y'all think that woman was in a relationship with this dude before she brought her 9-year-old daughter around him? Anybody want to take a guess? Let's say, anybody want to guess 5 years, 10 years, 2 years, 1 year, 12 months, 6 months, 2 days? What do y'all want to guess before I tell you? I'm going to give everybody a fair shot, and I want to remind you guys, if you're listening to my voice right now, please click that thumbs up and share the stream. Let a few more people know that we're live. Our goal is to always try to get as many thumbs up as possible. It's a super simple thing to do. Make sure you click that thumbs up. It'll help share these stories because I believe that these babies need justice. If you guys guessed 60 days, 2 months, then you are correct. 2 months. Put it into perspective. 60 days. Put it in even further perspective. 8 weeks. And look at that dude's face. You mean to tell me you will put your kid around this dude at all? At all? With a face like that? That dude has that face, and you would bother putting your kid. Maybe somebody out there, maybe I'm missing it, maybe it's because I'm black, maybe I got some white audience members that can elaborate and let me know, what about this man's face? Because maybe some of my white audience can tell me. What is it about this man's face that says that he's a good caretaker, he will be a good parent, a good father, a good role model, anything? Is there anything about this man's face that says, yes, I would trust my kid around that guy? Huh? Am I just being a little too harsh? Maybe I am. But I hate baby killers. I really do. Hate baby abusers. I hate baby killers. I hate them all. She was with this man for 2 months. Now, according to Chester County District Attorney's Office in Pennsylvania, the mother of the girl, by the name of Julianne Lewis, who's 31 years old, of Westchester, is charged with multiple counts of aggravated assault, kidnapping a minor, endangering the welfare of a child, false imprisonment, conspiracy, and related charges for her role in the brutal beating, systemic abuse, and neglect of her 9-year-old daughter. That woman. And yes, I believe her Facebook page is still open. Julianne Lewis, 31 years old. I had no trouble finding her Facebook page. I'm not telling y'all to go over there and go write what your thoughts are about this story, but I want y'all to at least hear, again, listen to this. These charges came on November the 27th, 4 days after emergency responders were called to the Lewis's home and found the 9-year-old girl unresponsive in the bathroom in the early morning hours of November the 23rd. The girl had been left alone with Lewis's boyfriend, Demetrios Mascharis, who's 34 years old, while the mother worked as a Lyft driver. I had to take a pause, so I hope y'all don't mind the silence. I want y'all to really take that in and understand what I just said. Ain't nothing wrong with being a Lyft driver. It's been hard out here, right? It's been hard trying to find a job, to keep stable employment. The pandemic is happening, or the plandemic, whatever you want to call it. It's hard for people to find jobs, so I'm all for people trying to get it however they can. But here's the problem. She worked for Lyft. Lyft. Why am I saying it like that? Is there anything wrong with working for Lyft? No. Some people in the chat are saying all Lyft drivers are suspect. Let me tell you guys this. Here's why I don't think anything is wrong with a person working for Lyft. Because if you have a 9-year-old daughter and you don't know this dude, why can't you take your child with you to work? Can anybody explain that to me? I get it if you can't take a newborn baby while you're out Lyft driving. Huh? I could understand that to a certain extent. I think you could take a 9-year-old. I think you could take a 9-year-old with you if you have a car. Let's just say it seats 5 people. Even some of the smallest cars fit 5 people. You in the driver's seat, your 9-year-old daughter in the front driver's seat with her seatbelt on. Am I wrong for saying that? Am I wrong for assuming that? Maybe I'm stupid. If I were a box of crayons, I might just be maybe a navy blue, maybe a mocha. Because I might not be the brightest crayon in the box, but I'm just asking a question because I'm thinking my 9-year-old daughter, I'm gonna be real frank with y'all. Let me be real frank. Your 9-year-old daughter is starting to grow. Her body is starting to grow. Her body is starting to change. Her body is changing before their eyes. Does anybody understand what I'm trying to say? Does anybody understand what I'm trying to get across? How dangerous that is to bring a person that you don't know around your baby. What do y'all think this man could have done? You don't know this dude. Like, I'm sorry, but if you just ask me, he just got an old no doesn't mean no looking face. I'm going to say that again because y'all might not have caught that. His face has a no doesn't mean no type of face. Old rapist face. Old pedophile looking face. Huh? Yes. I'm saying it's a possibility that that type of thing can happen. Like, what is a 9-year-old girl supposed to do? To defend herself? To speak for herself? How is she going to defend herself against a grown 34-year-old man by the name of Demetrios? Demetrios Mascharis sounds like somebody who probably works inside the black market. Huh? Like he works in one of these underground black market rings or something like that. Just throwing it out there. Anyway, investigators say that Demetrios called Lewis to tell her that her daughter wasn't breathing and she should come home right away. He did not call 911. Lewis got home 45 minutes later to find her daughter fully clothed and wet in the bathtub. So, I know there's going to be people saying, Jay, you shouldn't put that type of pedophile thing on people, and I get it. I totally understand that. And I know that there's people out there doing that to my brother, Tommy. Y'all seen it, people do that type of stuff, putting that pedophile tag on people for no damn reason. But let me tell y'all something. How does that sound when you have evidence that when the mom got there, she found her daughter wet inside of a bathtub? How does that sound to y'all? Y'all want to tell me I'm crazy? I'm crazy for making that assumption, that accusation, when her 9-year-old daughter is wet in a bathtub with a man that you don't know, that you've only been dating for 60 days, 8 weeks, 2 months. It don't sound right. Why was she in a bathtub? Why was she wet? Why is she dead? Hello? Huh? What would y'all think? If it was your kid, if it was your family member, let's not say if it's your kid, boy, you don't want to put certain people in certain situations. You definitely don't want to put me in a position for me to know that my daughter is around any type of Chesters. Not such a smart thing to do with somebody like DJ Just Jay, who's a little bit insane in the membrane, insane in the brain. You dig? Ain't no telling what I might do. I don't like for people to be around these children that have not earned the right to be around these children. This 9-year-old girl was in a bathtub and wet. She and this Demetrios dude pulled her out of the tub, and Lewis called 911 according to the arrest affidavit. Emergency workers could see the little girl had been severely abused when they removed her clothes to perform life-saving measures. She had old and new bruises all over her body. Let me say that again. She had old and new bruises all over her body. What does that mean? That means mom can't play innocent. That means mom can't act like she didn't know. You would have seen something. You should have seen something. You should have paid attention. Okay? Hashtag, when you date thugs, you date what? What's our AFC hashtag? When you date thugs, you date death. Hashtag, when you gamble on a thug, you lose. Hashtag, stupid is as stupid thugs. Investigators learned that the extent of it. According to the Chester County DA, when Lewis and Mascharis started dating, he felt like the 9-year-old needed discipline. That word, discipline. Lewis agreed, so whenever the child acted out or didn't listen over minor complaints, like whether she brushed her teeth or did her homework, it meant she needed to be disciplined by her boyfriend of a few weeks. Lewis told police her new boyfriend of 8 weeks had been helping discipline her but he took it way too far, according to the criminal complaint. Hashtag not my words. Lewis allowed and watched, the mother allowed and watched as that dude hit her daughter all over her body with a rod that was used to open and close blinds. He forced her to walk up and down stairs with arms stretched out to her side for hours at a time, made her kneel for 20 minutes on a pile of plastic hangers, and 3 times they forced her to sleep on the concrete floor in the basement of their apartment or house, whatever it is. Lewis, the mother, also told police that Mascaras, the boyfriend, had aggressively grabbed her daughter by her shoulders and covered her mouth with his hands as he screamed in her face. These assaults took place over approximately 2 weeks in Lewis's presence, but she did nothing to help her daughter. One day before, Lewis ended up calling 911 for help for her unconscious and barely breathing daughter. Investigators say that the couple left the little girl in a small linen closet for 15 hours. I got to read y'all this information from the DA. So hopefully y'all don't mind. This is from Chester County DA. It's not my words. Yes, that's the mother's Facebook page that's still open right now. They quote, on November the 22nd of 2020, this year, the victim was forced into a 2-foot by 3-foot closet for more than 15 hours with clothes dumped on her and without access to food, water, or a bathroom. I want y'all to keep in mind that this baby is 9 years old. During that time, the defendant went to work, the mother, returned home, and then left again with the co-defendant to purchase marijuana. Or maybe not the mother, I don't know. Anyway, when they returned home, they got high and fell asleep while the child remained in the closet. The defendant made no effort to release her daughter, check on her, or render aid. Here is the reason why I really don't have a lot of hope that this little girl is going to make it. But all we can do is pray at this point, okay? The damage done to the little girl at the hands of her mom's boyfriend, as her mother did nothing to protect her, according to doctors, is likely permanent per the criminal complaint. According to Lewis's arrest affidavit, the doctor said that the child's brain showed signs of damage due to lack of oxygen, which was caused by strangulation or suffocation. Strangulation or suffocation. The girl also had damage to multiple organs, including her lungs. Medical staff said that the organ damage was caused by trauma and torture. She also had a hemorrhaged left eye and notable injury to ligaments along her spinal cord. Jesus. Which are consistent with the victim child's imprisonment in a small space and in the inappropriate placement contortion of her body during the assault and or after loss of consciousness. Jesus Christ. Wow. A police report says that the doctors at Nemours AI DuPont Hospital for Children reported that the girl is still in critical condition as of November the 27th. The news that I got this from has asked the DA's office for an update on how the girl is doing and is awaiting reply. So we don't know how the little girl is doing, but I'm going to tell y'all, man. She has a very large uphill battle if she survives. So let's just keep that little girl in your prayers, okay? Let me give you guys the fair usage. Let y'all listen to these news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. All right, let's take a listen at the news videos, if I can get them up. Let's get it.
Chester County man is charged with attempted homicide in the beating of a 9-year-old girl. Eyewitness News reporter Alicia Reed is at DuPont Hospital for Children in Wilmington tonight. Alicia?
Good evening, Yuki. At this time of year, families are usually preparing for holiday festivities. Unfortunately, in this case, people are praying for a 9-year-old who the Chester County DA says was senselessly beaten. Demetrius Mascharis is being held without bail at Chester County Prison. The 34-year-old is being accused of savagely beating his girlfriend's 9-year-old daughter until she was unconscious.
Doctors at DuPont have recently described that the actions taken in this case amount to child torture.
And subjected to isolation for hours on end inside a closet. The latest incident was early Monday morning. The child's mother, Julianne Lewis, says she was driving for Lyft in Northeast Philly when Mascharis texted her to come home immediately. She showed up to their Westtown Township residence to a house in disarray, which the DA says indicated a struggle. Lewis found her daughter fully clothed, wet, and unconscious in the bathtub. She immediately called 911. Responders saw bruises that were old and new.
Extensive bruising throughout her body from head to toe, and likely brain damage due to oxygen deprivation for an extended period of time.
Authorities say Mascharis, who had only been dating Lewis for 2 months, urged her to lie to police, saying the child's biological father was responsible. During the short time the defendant dated the child's mother, he told her the child needed discipline. However, a seasoned child abuse detective says this is the worst case of bruising he's seen in his career.
He is charged with attempted homicide, strangulation, aggravated assault, possessing the instrument of a crime, endangering the welfare of children, false imprisonment, and related charges.
The district attorney is seeking the maximum punishment in this case. Now, there is a preliminary hearing next Monday, November 30th. Now, it isn't clear if the child's mother will also be facing charges. Meanwhile, that 9-year-old is listed in critical condition here at DuPont Hospital.
The mother should face equal charges, if you ask me. That's just dumb, man. Y'all remember how I tell y'all about the Thug Zoo? And when you take your children to the Thug Zoo and you decide to open up the Thug Lion's cage and then you set your baby inside the lion's cage, close it, and you walk off, and then that lion mauls the hell out of your baby? Why should you not be held accountable for putting your child in that position? I think they should be held fully responsible. 8 weeks, and this dude did all of that beating and hurting and punishment in 8 weeks? Dude, if you ask me, that mom should be held just as equally responsible as her 8-week, 2-month boyfriend. 60 damn days.
Reporting live from Wilmington, Delaware, Alicia Reed, CBS 3 Eyewitness News. Alicia, thank you.
A Chester County mother is facing child abuse charges for a horrific crime. Prosecutors say 31-year-old Julianne Lewis took part in the brutal beating of her 9-year-old daughter at her Westtown Township home. Doctors say the girl suffered severe brain damage. Police arrested Lewis's boyfriend, Demetrius Mascharis, earlier this week. He's facing attempted homicide charges.
Give you guys my closing thoughts. Look, man, we got to stop making excuses and be like, well, the mom didn't know and this and that. No. We absolutely, in this time, this day and age, when we have technology at our fingertips, when we could do something as simple as a quick Google search. Type the thing in, boop, 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 type it in, go to background checks, pay your little fee, or maybe even get a free background check, and find out about this weird looking dude and realize that maybe this ain't a man that you should have around your kid. Matter of fact, let's go a bit further than that. Why, as a mother, would you, in that short amount of time, just because you like the way that this man made you feel, you got your pleasure on physically with this man, you enjoyed looking at that scruffy looking dude's face, mom, you like this dude. Why does that mean that he's going to be a good daddy to your kid, protect your kid, and not put your kid in hurt, harm, or danger? Huh? I don't get how we're making this correlation to think that a person is going to be a good mate because you enjoy them sexually. This man has done nothing to prove himself to be around any children at all. And to find that little girl was in a tub and wet, I'm sorry, but if you ask me, that sounds real suspect. And hopefully, if there's more information, they can give us more information, because I can almost guarantee you that there's probably more information that would turn our stomachs as to what this little girl had to go through. There is absolutely no reason, if this so-called mother so-called loved her kid, that her kid should have been subjected to this man just because you may have had some low self-esteem. That little girl did nothing, absolutely nothing to deserve that. Matter of fact, I'll take this even one step further. If your love for that man was so serious and you needed to be around that man that much, that badly, then maybe you should have given up custody of your little girl to the biological father. How about that for a suggestion? If your love for that man, if love is blind and your love was so blind, then maybe you should have gave up custody. Give up custody to the dad that you had this kid by. But you know why they won't do that? Because people that think like Julianne Lewis and others have this complex. These mothers, and it's not all mothers, and I promise you guys, it's not all mothers, but I think smart people understand that I'm not talking about all mothers. But I am talking about this particular mother who used this daughter for the benefits that she could collect from this daughter. From the benefits that she could get from this kid. What do we call that? Hashtag babies for benefits. That's why she would never give up custody of that daughter to the dad so she can run off and go be happy and then let her daughter be protected by her father, which I can almost guarantee you that the father would have been a better father than this guy. But you know what? That's setting the bar really low. If you be a better father than this cripple face looking dude. That's disturbing to my soul that you thought so little of your 9-year-old daughter. You had 9 years with this kid plus 9 months. 9 years, 9 months, and nothing popped off in your brain to say, I don't know this dude well enough to have him around my kid and then leave my kid with him. And this little girl couldn't do anything to save herself. All we could do is put a prayer hands up and hope that this girl survives, hope that the man above would spare this baby's life. But like I said, we don't know what the extent is of her injuries, what type of quality of life she would even have. So we just have to kick back and just hope for the best and pray for the best. But let me say this, to that dude, there's a special place in hell for him. We have this thing where we say, don't give him jail time, give them hell time. He don't need jail, send him straight to hell. There's a special place in hell for him. And as far as the mother, I'm going to say this. The mother should meet that same fate for what they did to that little girl. To that princess, we're going to put a prayer hands up and we're just going to hope for the best. because the body can only sustain so much. The human body can only sustain so much. Okay? If there's anything else to update with this story, I promise you guys we will update it. But that's what we have so far. So again, we hope that the law handles those two people. I'm DJ Just Jay. We're the AFC, where this is not a me thing. This ain't about me. This is a we thing. We got to start coming together as a community, as a society, as a world, no matter where you guys are listening from, what state, what continent. We have to start looking out for our babies, and we got to, and it's very simple. If you see something, say something. It's a very simple thing to do. If you know some abuse going on, you've got to end it. We've got to start defending our babies. All right? Let's give them an opportunity to grow up and become something great. From my heart to yours, I love you guys, and thank you guys for listening with an open mind and an open heart. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and we will see you guys on the next stream, okay? Peace.